Alright, so, unlike Cold Space that gave me fuck all to talk about, and how boring of a shit comic that was, I'm going to be able to talk about this book, You've Been Cancelled. So, this is another book from my friend Chris, that was part of the Independent haul he sent me, and yeah, he didn't tell me about this one. He does tend to tell me a few of the books, and... fucking chair. Basically... this was one I was not expecting. It's from Mad Cave Studios, who... Mad Cave did another book I really like called Wolvenart. I really liked that, and I wonder if it ever got continued. But yeah. So, this book... I'll give it this. Unlike in Cold Space, it's not boring, and the artwork's actually pretty good. Yeah, the artwork is actually very Daniel Warren Johnson. It very much reminds me of, like, Daniel Warren Johnson. It's like Diet Daniel Warren Johnson. So, it's not boring. There's actually some well-made, paneled action sequences. And there's a lot... and the artwork is really good. The artwork's really good. This is where my, my critiques, my good notes on the book ends, because this book, yeah. Now, the funny thing is, this book comes so close multiple times to me liking this book, and then it immediately does something I hate. So, we'll get into that in a minute. But what is this comic? What is this book about? So, You've Been Cancelled is basically about a bounty hunter who is he looks like Cable. Like, I think I don't think that was not on purpose. That was done. I don't think that wasn't done unintentionally. That was done on purpose. He straight up it's like Temu version of Cable. But yeah. So our main character here, Roland Endo, is a bounty hunter for a live series called Cancelled, where it basically is cancel culture, and the people vote if this person did enough something so heinous. People vote on them to get killed by bounty hunters, and Roland is the best there is. So already we're doing a thing about, like, cancel culture, but we do nothing with the subject. Like, it literally is just... it doesn't do anything special. It does nothing, like, the whole thing of, like, oh, we're gonna make a comment on cancel culture and what... no, they don't. No, they don't. There's no words about it. There's no, like, talking about it. It's just a means to an end with this book, and it's only 4 issues long. And this is one of my critiques with it, is, like, I feel like if it got at least maybe 1 or 2 more issues, maybe you could have made the story breathe a lot more. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I don't think the story would have helped, because this book is trying so hard to be like like, it's basically, and I can almost see it where this book is very much inspired by the likes of, like, the Judge Dredd books or things like that, but it doesn't really have the tact of it. And I will say the action scenes are really good and gory, but again, the writing is just so generic, and also it wraps itself up really fast. It doesn't give a commentary on the whole thing. It's just a Roland kills a guy, and then someone hacks the system, and Roland is now the prime suspect, the prime target. And it turns out it's a kid whose brother he killed. Is this little girl, and so now she finds out that the system is corrupt, and now Roland's like, alright, I guess I'll help you. Oh no, there's a rival from my dark and mysterious past that we never fucking talk about. Oh, now he's gonna help us. Okay, cool, let's go. See what I'm saying? This book moves way too fast, and I think this book was more meant to showcase the fighting sequences. This book doesn't really have, like, the story is just wire thin, just to get from one action sequence to the other. This book is also not for kids. I will tell you right now, there is literally a scene where you're reading and then you flip the page, and Roland's, like, tech guy, his man at the chair, is having sex with a under 18-year-old boy. And it's really jarring, and I was not, and they really linger on it for 2 pages, and I really didn't. I was like, this is uncomfortable for the sake of being uncomfortable. I don't like this. Yeah, that happens in the book. I wasn't prepared for that. There's also like no character growth for Roland. He's just like, I just got fucked over, and now I'm gonna kill everybody. Cool. You know, there's no common, like it says, like the whole thing is supposed to be like cancel culture taken to like a new level, but again, they do nothing with it. Again, it comes and I love trash books sometimes. I really do love trash comics, most of the time. Hell, I love reading Spawn comics for that reason of being junk food books. But this thing comes so close to that, but it really does feel like it's trying really hard to be something it's not. If it just stuck in its lane of being a dumb action book, I really would have appreciated it more. But since it's trying to say something, even though it doesn't have it doesn't even talk about the message, woo, you've missed the mark on that. There's also like a moment where he kills, obviously, a Martin Shkreli stand-in. He's named something else, but he's clearly, you know, everyone's most hated pharma bro. And I'm like, I mean, cool, but like, you know, like, there's no point where like, they talk about, you know, anything to do with the whole idea of you've been canceled. Like, the whole theme of it, because the people, I mean, yeah, he kills this one girl, the hacker's brother, earlier, and that was kind of the set-off for everything, but, like, everyone else he's been killing literally were people that were pieces of shit, and were, like, yeah, justifiably canceled. But, yeah. So there's no, like, there's no difference, there's no, like, talking about the whole idea of the show behind this whole thing. But, yeah. There you go. This book, like I said, it comes so close a few times to being a cool book, and it just misses the mark. So yeah, do I recommend this? No. Unless you want like cool art and bloody action scenes. If you love Spawn comics, then maybe. But like, this is not for kids. This maybe give it a shot. You might find more interest in it than I did. But anyway, once again, thanks Chris for sending me this book. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this review. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.